Today's subject is that archaeological fact of Jericho and Ai in Joshua. I believe Joshua was not written by Joshua. It is somebody else later date. The reason, there are two reasons. Chapter 5 verse 9 is said, so the place has been called Gilgal to this day. To this day. So this means that indicating, the name of Gilgal is, still called in the later days of Joshua. Second thing is that chapter 6 verse 19 is said, all silver and gold and article of bronze and iron, this iron, are saved to the Lord and must go into his treasury. The reason is iron is that those at the time is bronze in the age, from Stone Age to bronze and iron. Okay, now I'm going to explain this one a little more detailing later. The first thing is that let me draw some picture so we can understand easy. Okay, here is Galilee. I think, and here is Jordan River, and over here is Dead Sea. Now, they passed this Jordan River, so this is Gilgal, and then over there is Jericho, okay, Jericho in here, and over here is Ai in here, okay. Now, so from the river, Gilgal and Jericho and Ai. Now from here, according to Joshua, it said they march around one time every day, and 7 days that they march around 7 times. Then they shout, and then Jericho is collapsed. Then about the Ai, they sent 2,000 people. They sent and they defeated, and then because of Achan's sin. And so Achan was, buried, a valley of Achor in there. That's the story of, part of the story of Joshua. Now the problem in here is this. Now we know that Moses is around 1500 BC. Okay, here is BC 1500. That's this is Moses time. Okay, then he lived 120 years. So about 1400 BC, 1400. That's Joshua here, and then this is conquest begin over Canaan. Okay. Now the problem now, according to archaeologists, they went to surveyed all the area. And then I here, okay, this one was destroyed about 3100 to 2400. So if this is Joshua time is 1400, and this Ai was destroyed 1000 years before. Wait a second. 1000 years before, this Ai was destroyed already. What's wrong with this one? Now, on BC 1600, Jericho was destroyed in BC 1600. So 200 years before Joshua moved to Jericho, this is destroyed already. This is the archaeological, discovery. Now, there is some issue in here that when I mentioned that BC 1500 Hittite, when I read a Torah that God told Moses that the seven nations, and their sin is it's not over, so therefore I'm just waiting for that. So I thought the Hittite, one of the seven nations was the Hittite. I thought the nation of Hittite is tiny small country. No, it is huge country occupying almost more than two-thirds of present Turkey. So it's not a small town or a city. It's a big, strong country at the time. But when I read in just a Bible, then I misunderstood. Now, this Hittite discovered iron BC 1500 here. So when they see Jericho and Ai, and then obviously the iron could not be discovered, and all houseware, all kinds of tool, according to archaeologists, they use all kinds of scientific method, and they conclude Jericho was destroyed BC 1600, and Ai is 2000 to 3100. So this is at least 1000 to 1700 years. This is destroyed before. Then these two archaeological facts and the story written in Joshua doesn't match. It's not congruent at all. So now we understand that in King Saul had son Jonathan, and when Jonathan fought against Palestine, and he's one of the men holding weapon, and on Jonathan they too have iron. So that is at least BC 1100. So all this fun, the historical fact and archaeological fact does not match the story of Joshua. Now, until this is around 1920 to 1930 1930 discovered. So up to there, the story of Joshua was correct because nobody can argue. But archaeologists found this one. Then the story is questionable now. Now, obviously Jericho is about 200, so they can argue and debate. You are wrong, I am right. Obviously, the people who believe in Bible said, no, this is the fact. But they don't argue about the Ai because this is too far. I am going to make a link, what I saw. So I'm going to make a link on the bottom. And then one time, over the radio that I heard some a lady, testify her faith. And she owned some, a store, and her business is not good at all. So she heard, she read, story about, Jericho. So where located, one block. She, walk and march around 7 times every day. And then when you open the door, then I believe it. Then she opened the door. Then she does businesses. Then based upon her faith, that her business is improved, and she could get out of the debt. Now, she experienced that, okay, based upon the Bible, and then I have faith. Then I experienced my faith, and she believed in everything in the Bible. Now the problem is this Jericho maybe destroyed 200 years before Joshua arrived. I'm just telling the archaeological fact. Thank you so much for your watching.